What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. I know what you guys are thinking, another boat build video, but not today. The boat is actually finished. I kicked it into high gear about a week or so ago to kind of finish some things up. I wanted to be done by March 1st, and it is actually February 28th. So I actually finished right on time. The only thing I need to do is get it registered and a boat and a cover for this, and it'll be out of the garage, and my dad will have his space back. Because he actually wants to build, like a workbench along from those two boxes all the way down to my toolbox there. And of course, I gotta clean all this up because he wants his space back. But that's completely fine. Finished on time with this boat, and I am super pumped. And I'm gonna show you guys everything that I've done to this boat and kind of everything that went into it.
Shining through the trees, crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stone road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready.
Okay guys, I'm actually going to start with the back of the boat here. This is the part I really didn't film. I really only filmed the front of the boat when I was making it. But this is what's going to be powering my boat. It's a 1979 Evinrude 7.5 horsepower short shaft outboard motor. I picked this off of Facebook Marketplace and it runs pretty good. I think it'll push the boat just fine. I have my first compartment here. I've got my battery hooked up with the trolling motor and my switch panel and lights. I'll show you guys that later. And then in the next, or the last compartment here, I have my gas tank, 6-gallon gas tank. This is a 2-stroke, so you do have to mix the gas. Got my back navigation light right there. And then this is kind of my homemade camera pole right here. Has my action camera up there. One of the things I really like about this action camera is that it does have a remote to take videos and pictures. So I'll show you that when I get up front, but I have the remote up front there so I can actually turn this on to record when I'm up front. Got a rod holder right here. I'm thinking I might put one over there by my fire extinguisher, but I'm not sure yet. These are really nice rod holders. They turn all the way around and they kind of block in the front right there. Don't know how much I use them, but they're nice to have on the boat. This is my rod locker right here. I did install a shock right here. It's a little bit too heavy duty for this hatch, but you gotta roll with the punches. It turned out really great. You can actually sit on this and you'd be just fine. So it doubles as like a bench seat. This is kind of my electrical panel right here, my switch block, and then my fuse. And then I have a speaker for my radio right here. I kind of turned into storage too, and not just rod lockers. But holds my rods just fine. I have 4 rods in here. I got one more spinning reel that can easily go in on the bottom because that's only like 5 foot long. But it holds all my rods. Something I really want on the boat. I'll probably put rod socks on all of these rods just to kind of protect them a little bit more. I didn't make a video about this because I've never done it before and I was kind of nervous about it. Going up towards the front of the boat here, I've got another rod holder right here, the same as the one back there. Really nice rod holder, but kind of a little bit pricey. I don't know how much I use them, so I'm going to put 2 on the boat. I got a measuring board right here, or a bump board. I had this on my last boat right here, my 12-foot John boat. Really like it. It extends out. It extends out all the way to like 36 inches. I'll probably never get that far, but You know, 10 inches, really easy. I love it. It screws right down and it's kind of out of the way. I've got my pedestal seat right here. I don't know if I did a video about installing it, but that's one of the things I wanted on my boat was this pedestal seat, and you know, it works really nice and I really like it. It also comes apart too, so it actually fits down underneath my deck. You know, this main pole comes off and then the seat comes off and it stores right in my boat. This is my trolling motor. I actually got a new trolling motor because I ended up breaking the armature on my other one. I'm trying to get the propeller off. Long story, but I broke it, kind of being dumb, so I had to buy a new one. It wasn't that expensive though. It only cost me like $100 and like 30 or 40 minutes of my time to go get it. It is a little bit newer and it's a little bit nicer. My other one was a 42 pound thrust. This is a 44, and this foot pedal is actually smaller, a little bit smaller than my other one. But you know, gotta roll with the punches right there. So this is my fish finder right here. It's a Humminbird Pro Max 4. You can't really read that because it's too close, but it's a little cheap, like $100 fish finder. You know, I don't need a bunch of graphs on this one, and I'm not going to spend the money on all of fancy equipment just to catch a fish, so I don't really need it. This is my button right here for my back camera right there. I really like it. You know, when I'm fishing, all I have to do is hit that button and it'll start recording. So maybe I'll get some really great video. I got my front navigation lights, green and red, like it's supposed to have. I'm also in the process of taking Boater's Ed now that I have a actual gas motor. I need Boater's Ed. Kind of a pain, but you know, just fine. You know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just going to take a little bit of time. This is my trolling motor right here. It is a Minn Kota. It's a Minn Kota all-terrain 44 pound thrust. It is used. It's kind of old, but it's going to push the boat just fine, and it's going to be pretty nice. I did have to buy a new handle for it. This is like the I don't know who makes this handle, but it's really nice. It's a cable and it has a really nice handle on it. Definitely an upgrade that I would recommend. I do also have my radio up there that I installed. I just need to get an antenna, and I do have 2 speakers for this. I got one up there, and then I got one by my rod locker that I've already showed you. Now for my hatches right here, I did a video over making these hatches. If you guys want to know how I made them and install these hinges, just go check that video out. I'll put a link to it in the description. This is my first storage hatch right here. I've got my paddles in there, and then a net, and then I also have my wiring ran right here. I got a negative bus bar right here just underneath my hatch, kind of where that positive one is that I didn't end up using. But it's all tucked away out of the way, except for that big cable right there. That's for my trolling motor, and that's just fine if stuff hits it. But all tucked out of the way, and it looks real nice. I can put a bunch of life jackets in there and all my safety equipment too. For my first kind of tackle box hatch right here, this is my medium sized one. It holds all my green boxes. If you guys want to see a kind of like a tackle walkthrough of all my tackle, you know, maybe I'll do a video on that. Just let me know in the comments down below. This is my second hatch. I do have a Googan Squad sticker on here. Really like their baits. Hard baits are really nice. I've used them a lot and they catch fish. So they're kind of pricey though. So if you're looking for cheap baits, do not use Googan Squad. I also have 6 cents lures too. This is my only package of 6 cents lures. Never used them before. Never really heard of them until about a year ago or a few months ago when they started to say that Googan Squad copied their stuff. I don't know a whole lot about that. Haven't looked into it yet. Don't really care. They catch fish, so I'm not gonna rag on them. Also got another sticker, Team Googan. Love the hard baits. Really nice stuff. Now this is a kind of storage and box right here. So I have my air horns down here. You don't need 2 of them on a boat in Kansas. You only need 1, but I went ahead and bought 2 just in case one doesn't work for some reason. Like a rope to tie my boat off to the dock, and then I got my 2 main tackle boxes, my 2 big ones. One of them is top water, one of them is cranks. Like I said again, if you want to see a kind of like a tackle video of all my tackle, just let me know down in the comments below. This is kind of like a drink holder. Also holds my phone, but holds drinks, pliers, a knife, and then these, I think these are for like hooks for fishing, baits. You know, just kind of throw stuff in there. You know, really wanted this on here, but all the ones had suction cups, so I kind of had to modify it a little bit so it fits screws, so it just screws in right there. Really nice again. This is my fire extinguisher right down here. You know, I should have had one on my other boat, but I didn't Put one on this one because this is a bigger boat and it's got the motor in the back. I'll show you guys my electronics next. Okay, so I'm on to my electronics. I wired everything into kind of my rod locker. There was not another space to put it unless I built another one of these kind of rod lockers over there, but I think I would have no room for this area right here, for this kind of like cockpit right here, and that's something that you kind of want on these smaller boats. But it's all wired into here. It's all tucked away up underneath the front deck is where it all goes to, and I'll get on the other side here. I've got 4 switches. I'll probably pull my boat back into the garage and show you guys those when it's a little bit darker. Okay, so I pulled my boat back in the garage here just so I can show you guys my lights a little bit better because it is quite a bit darker in here. My first switch is for my lights right here. I got 3 of them. These are just small LEDs. Don't draw a ton of amps, so it's not going to run my battery dead, and I probably won't run these lights a whole lot unless I am fishing at night or rigging tackle. And then if I'm doing that, I will not run my fish finder or my trolling motor, so that'll save on some battery there. Second one is my navigation lights. Just standard back navigation light here, and then I got my red and my green up front that I showed you guys later. Also, I got my red and my green up front here, so that I am legal at night. Okay, my third one is actually for my fish finder, and I have to go turn that on up front, so I'll show you my fourth one kind of before I go back up there. My fourth one is for those 2 lights up there. I was kind of putting in my radio, and I had 6 of these lights came in a package, and I kind of decided to put 2 up there, and I kind of decided to put 2 up here at not the last minute. I knew I wanted some lights for this back deck for running at night or in the dark, but I put 2 of them up here. One of them is kind of covered up by the trolling motor, but when that's down, that won't really be there. And I've got another one right here, and then this is my fish finder. I have hooked up right here. It's just a basic fish finder. I'll get in the boat and I'll kind of show you guys a little walk around of everything inside the boat now. Okay, so I'm sitting on that pedestal seat right now. Didn't bother to move it up at all. But this is what I kind of got. I've got my fish finder right here. I've got my 2 lights that I didn't turn off. And then I have trolling motor. And then I have my foot pedal, which is just fine for when I'm running my foot pedal. Maybe I'll build a recessed foot pedal tray to kind of put in there. Got the metal and everything for it. I just haven't started that in my shop class. So I may put one of those in there, but I'm not too sure. I'll probably take the boat out at least once or twice before I decide to cut a big hole in my deck to put my foot pedal there. Also have going towards the back here, there's my pedestal seat. Step down into the little console area, and then there are my 4 hatches. I may have to move the hinges kind of like this one, put them on the deck instead of below them like that, because the screws that they gave me are not that big, and they're kind of getting stuck in the carpet and not actually in the wood, which then makes the hinges, the doors come off, and that is not good. Bump board right there, fish finder's right here. I showed you guys that already, and obviously motor back there. I talked to my shop teacher about my motor. He's kind of done a couple of these boats, building them for people or himself, and he said I definitely should have went a little bit bigger with this. But for the price that I paid for this one, I don't think that I definitely wouldn't have found one that's a little bit bigger for the price. I paid $250 for this motor, and you can't really beat that. It came with the motor, manual, and title for this, so can't really beat that. And going one bigger might have cost me an extra like twice as much. So I think the motor is just going to run just fine. If it takes me a little bit longer to get to my spots, then it takes me a little bit longer. It's going to be way faster than the trolling motor that I run normally, so it's going to seem really fast to me. 2 hatches in the back here. Showed you them outside. One's gas can, one's battery. I kind of wish I would have had an onboard battery charger, but this is only a 14-foot boat, so you got to compromise some stuff, and they're kind of really expensive, and it wasn't in the budget. Right now I got all the lights turned on in the boat. maybe I'll do a couple shots with them on. But standing on the back deck here, those are kind of all my lights. Radio works, but it needs an antenna that I'll probably order either today or tomorrow for next weekend when I'm planning on taking this out. But it does work. It's just staticky. If you have any suggestions on stuff for the boat or any comments or concerns, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like and share, subscribe. Let's get some more people watching these videos. I think that'd be pretty cool. One thing I didn't mention before is that I do have 2 of these cleats, one on each side for when I'm docking, tying up to the dock and stuff like that. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I had a lot of fun doing this project I had. Big thanks to my parents and anyone that helped me with this boat. Big thanks to my parents for letting me use the garage for a couple months. Didn't take me as long as what I thought it was going to do, but it definitely turned out the way I was hoping it would. You know, spring break's coming up in a week or so, and hopefully I'll get this boat out on the water and the fish will start biting.